Hundreds of aspirant DA, MP and MPL candidates have written their first major test today. It comes in 4 modules, and the average pass rate there, or the pass average, is 80%. For more on this, we're joined by the DA Federal Council chairperson, Helen Zille. Helen, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. Firstly, just perhaps begin by explaining how exactly this program of really trying to find the best candidates in the DA that can be selected or even up for grabs for this position, how this is running.
Thank you, Kathy, and good evening to your viewers. Yes, we have a long and intensive program with several hurdles that every aspirant candidate has to get through. First is obviously the deadline for applications, and for the DA, that was the 19th of June this year. So we were very strict about that deadline. We kept the deadline. And then we had the first screening, which was done on the basis of everybody's CV, and you had to get 7 out of 9 points to be screened in. So that was very important. And then we went on to the next one, which is these 4 modules of the tests, which is called the Potential Candidates Program. The modules cover the DA's history, the DA's policies, the DA's constitution. It covers the country's constitution. It covers the DA's values and principles. It covers the whole issue of leadership in various ways. So it's a 4-module test. Each module is given an hour. And if you have to pass that test, you have to get an average across the 4 modules of 80%. That is the pass rate, because we want really good people who understand what's going on to make it to the final round. After this, we will have the electoral colleges, where every aspirant candidate appears before an electoral college in 7 out of the 9 provinces. 2 of the provinces are small enough not to have electoral colleges, but in 7 of the 9 provinces, we will hold electoral colleges, which consists of a short speech and answering 3 questions, and then the scoring comes in with an ombudsperson and moderation so that everybody is judged fairly. Then we go on to the next fit-for-purpose test, we call it, which is a big political philosophy test, and also whether you know the job of an MP and an MPL. So that's a crucial test. And then the final hurdle you have to get through is a selection panel, where again you have to make a speech and answer many more questions. And then out of that, the top-ranked candidates will go through as DA candidates for Parliament and the provinces.
It is an incredibly rigorous program. The way in which often parties run the system of at least shortlisting candidates to go to Parliament is also a constituency-based. And so I'm interested to know how exactly you break it down. So if all your candidates from, let's say, Northwest fall below the 80% average, what does that mean for that province?
Well, the truth is that most incumbents should pass because they've done all that work for many, many years. And everybody was given all of the material on the 1st of August when it went live on our Learn platform. And if you want to become a DA MP, you've got to actually know what you're doing. And so I doubt whether there'll be any province with everybody failing. I really doubt that. And if that does happen, we'll have to see what we do next.
How do you balance the need to have credible, effective people that you can vouch for, and then also balancing that out with the fact that there's some people who get the popular vote but may not necessarily do well in a system of testing? Is that something you've come across before? How do you manage it?
Well, the truth is that people have to get the popular vote, especially in their constituencies, and they have to know what they're doing and stick by the DA's values, understand what the DA's values are, understand how they translate it into practice, understand what our major policies are. You know, we're a serious political party. We want to come to government. We've got policies in every single field in South Africa. And if we want to be a party of government, as you can see the difference between the Western Cape and all the other provinces, that comes from testing your candidates and making sure they know what they're doing. And if they get into government and they know what they're doing, they build the support base of the party. No one who doesn't know anything about the vision, the values, the mission of a party, its constitution, etc., can hope to represent that party properly. Excuse me. So everyone who's in the DA and wants to be a candidate for the DA has to pass.
If I'm hearing you clearly, Helen, there's a great deal of emphasis on the party values, the party system, what it is that the party represents. What about the country overall? So what are the measures that you're looking at here to see whether these candidates would in fact be good fits for the country and the direction that the country needs to be going in?
They do. The aspirant candidates got, there were 900 who made the cut. 900 aspirant candidates made the cut. That's a lot. And so on the first round of screening on the basis of CVs, 900 made it. And this time, I think that a large majority of the candidates who wrote today, that was 403 wrote today, but there are tests on other days as well, a large group today, I think most of them will make it. Now, the DA's policies are the best to take South Africa to a prosperous society where we deal with inequality and the legacy of the past. We all believe that. Everybody who wants to become a DA candidate must believe that. And so the more votes we get, the more we're able to implement those policies.
Let's talk then about the fact that, you know, your organization, I can think top of mind, Build One South Africa, being the other organization that is applying such, stringent, rigorous process when it comes to vetting of its potential MPs and MPLs. What do you think that this does in as far as perhaps setting a standard for other political parties? Do you think that voters are going to be looking at you and looking at this measure and perhaps choosing to trust you more as a result of it?
Well, we just have to trust ourselves. We have to be very confident about our values. We have to be very confident that they are translated into our policies. We have to make sure that they can be implemented and landed in budgets and other things when we're in government. And we have to be able to get things done. And we choose people who are able to do all of that. And when people see how we get things done and draw the comparison, then the answer is pretty clear. You vote for people to get a good government, to create confidence in the country so that people invest and create jobs. And where the DA governs, that happens. I don't know how other parties choose their candidates. I think that it's closeness to the leader or whatever it is. It's never like that in the DA. We improve our systems time after time after time. And we want to be absolutely sure that we get the cream of the crop.
All right. DA Federal Council Chairperson Helen Zille, we'll leave it there for tonight.